following program is intended for mature, adult audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. You have been warned.
Welcome back to Flavored Enemy's Scourge of Stars. Last we had left off, you all had accompanied each other, in a manner of speaking, down to the surface of Ord-Radama, a planet under Imperial control. Through shenanigans, it's the only real way to put it, you are now relatively stuck on Ord-Radama. You met several characters from the small rebellion that is housed there, including the Wookiee doctor, Reshk, the leader of this rebel cell, a former Jedi master named Shakti, and you learn of her plan to blow up a relay tower and how that's going to help you all get off of Ord-Radama. So as we begin in the war room, Ari, Ozik, Kaizor, Reshk, and Devlin, you all are all put together in this war room. The only other people here in the war room are, you see that there are 4 individuals clad in basically in pilot's gear. 2 of them human, one of them is a Doug, sorry, and then the other one is a Twi'lek. The 4 of them, you all, General Shakti, and Reshk, all down here. So as we're getting started, what are you all doing? Start with you, Ari. What are you doing?
I didn't think I was in the war room.
See, last we had left off, remember you had returned at the end of it after walking back from the city and not being able to get in?
Yes. Alright. Well, I'm going to head towards Rest's little hospital, and, well, the acclimator, and I'm gonna go try to get in there now. Hopefully I'm not denied entry once more.
Yeah, you walk right onto the acclimator.
Alright. And when I walk in, is there anyone specific that I see? Is there any...
there are hundreds of people all around. There's different kinds of people gathered in like whatever kind of hodgepodge, bits of armor and pieces. You can definitely tell they're rebellion type soldiers. There are injured that are in different beds and leaned up against walls that are being tended to by nurse droids. And down farther right, you can see where Reshk was operating out of one of the operating rooms.
All right. Do tensions seem to be high at the moment? Is everyone scrambling?
No more higher than the last time that you were in here. Everyone's kind of still in that same state.
Makes sense. How about I call Kaizor on the holocom?
Okay.
Hello? Kaizor.
Yes. Good morning to you as well. Can I help you?
Well, you know I stormed off earlier, and I wouldn't want to leave you behind at all or anything. I was wondering where
I think I'm growing on you.
I wish you weren't. As much as you think I'm insufferable. Oof. How much it is the other way around.
That's for me to know, and you'd find out, I suppose. They're in a meeting up in the war room. I can send you the location.
Please do. I'd like to be a part of whatever shenanigans comes next.
Oh, so am I. Okay, please hold. And I end the call.
Yeah, so, Kaizor, you put the call on hold, and what do you do?
So, I imagine that Kaizor is just sitting at the desk in the room, just being the secretary, because that's what he's good at. Like, I imagine it's the Star Wars equivalent of, like, a switchboard, where he's just like, please hold, and then, like, just talking to people and getting the communications ready, just letting people know, hey, who needs to be at this meeting is here are recording, like, the notes of the meeting.
Yeah, so, Devlin kind of looks at you and says, what is it?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Devlin kind of looks at you and she says, so what is it? What's going on?
There's supposed to be a meeting in the war room. The mega terrorist is calling it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I can't believe she's alive.
Yes. That's... I'm confused, Kaiser. What exactly is it that you're asking or doing or saying, for that matter?
I don't believe I've made myself clear. I have experience with the organization, as it were. I was just facilitating communications, as my training inquires.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware of your background.
Just getting a feel for the place, I suppose.
Yes.
People need to know the meeting.
Yes. Yes. Who are you asking who needs to be here?
Well, if you could provide me more of that list. I just invited Ari up. I figure War Room, she'd love that sort of thing. I could also contact Ozic. I believe he's just on ship. I don't know, though.
Yeah. If you could go ahead and do that. Also, I guess while you're at it, would you mind putting a broadcast for all troops that are able and willing to muster near the launch docks?
Okay, I will go ahead and do so. Anybody required?
For the war room, no. Everyone here besides Ozic and Ari should do just fine.
All right, I will go ahead and start getting that done. All right. So, he gets back, puts Ari off hold. Okay, location's here. I'll see you there. Click. Ozic. He calls Ozic next.
All right, Ozic, what are you doing at the time?
I assume I'd be mostly by my ship, or at least around where my ship was, making sure any necessary repairs are being done.
Yes. Okay. You get a call from Kaizor.
Ah, Kaizor, what's going on?
Well, Ozic, I don't believe we've made things super clear yet, settled them in stone, but there is a meeting in the war room that I believe will be profitable. You were cordially invited.
Sounds good to me. I'll be right up.
Excellent. Would you like an escort?
No, I should be able to find my way, no problem. Appreciate it, though.
10-4.
I'll be there in a few.
All right. And then you should be getting everyone coming up right now. Devlin kind of looks at you, Kaizor. One other thing. After you muster all the able bodies to the launch docks, if you could call for Barata to come to the war room as well.
Barata, and he's going through like something on like a data pad in front of him. I've got the comm frequency. I'll go ahead and make the announcement. It'll take some of them some time, I imagine.
All right.
And he goes over, presses a button. All willing and able-bodied troops, please report to the launch bay. A mission debriefing is imminent. Click.
All right. And then we'll pan back over to you, Ari, as you're coming up the halls. Now everyone is starting to get into a little bit more of a panicked fervor, grabbing weapons, gearing up as you hear that announcement go over the loudspeaker. You also run into Resh in the hallway.
Hello, Resh. Glad.
Hey, how's it going?
Can you repeat?
Hey, how's it going?
Well, just fine. Couldn't gain entrance to the city. I could have possibly gotten a bounty with something like, I don't know, some sort of starship that would have led me away from this little group I happen to have found myself with that I'm not the biggest fan of, but well, it seems I'm always drawn back to you. Sorry, Rex.
Yeah.
It's no insult to you, it's just that Kaizor character is rather obnoxious, and I'd rather stay away from him.
I suppose. Who are you again?
My name's Ari Kalyur.
Oh, okay.
Mandalorian bounty hunter?
Were you with that that small group of weirdos that just came in recently?
Yes, I was.
Okay. I think we're all meeting in the war room with them. If you want to follow me.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I was told that they would be meeting there.
Yep. All right, right this way.
And then Ozik, you kind of round the corner and follow, not loosely behind, because there's still a lot of fervor going on in the hallways and stuff of the Acclamator, and you're heading through. And eventually, you all reach the war room.
All right, boys. What trouble are we getting into today? Ari cracks her knuckles.
Oh, my eager Mandalorian. I was just giving a little bit of a description about our plan to blow up that relay tower up.
Sounds like fun.
See, that relay tower is juxtaposition for a firing system on the Imperial starships. So it allows the turbo lasers and blasters that are affixed to the underside of the ships to be able to fire with such pinpoint accuracy on troops. Should we be able to take out that relay tower, we effectively remove the accuracy of those ships. And with a quickly launched attack, we should be able to take the city. Then it's just a matter of getting the Devliks to their impounded ships and chasing the Empire off the planet.
Well, that does sound smart, Shakti. What I do find a little troubling is that it would remove the accuracy of their lasers. So, wherever they might try to fire them, sure, they won't be accurate enough to hit us necessarily. They're still going to be firing lasers in general. I don't want those blasts coming towards us at all if we're going to try to take the city. Or the planet.
Well, that's where Reshk comes in.
Oh.
Reshk, you were telling me something about a system or a plan or something that you had based off the explorations you've done?
I think you misunderstood what I was talking about. I have no sort of plan. As a matter of fact, I think I remember saying that we probably should avoid it at all costs. But I will run the information by you anyway. So, on our early exploration around the area, we found some old tunnels. They led towards the city. I'd assume they might head that direction, but I said that it should be marked as a no-no location because it's full of corpses.
Well, I mean, the surface will be full of corpses if we try a direct assault.
Yes, but these are older corpses, which means they probably have diseases and all these weird-ass things that I'm gonna have to fix up later, and I'd rather not have to deal with that.
Well, I mean, what's the risk if we just don't linger, if we just move through quickly?
Well, then
Or we
there's
could
all
just
the
do a
water.
vacuum sealed suit.
Those are so hot.
And we don't really have much in the vein of those kinds of resources.
There's that.
Oh. Well, who?
But that does bring to mind a certain plan, and I would love all of yours input on it. Maybe a small strike force could penetrate the city through the tunnels and instigate an evacuation through the tunnels. We'll be able to resupply the Devliks with weapons and armaments and bring them around the front. Then, once we've done that, we'll be able to knock out the relay tower. Stage the Devliks as a protest force. Infiltrated the relay tower with the small strike force. Blow it up, and then the Devliks can attack. Thoughts?
What exactly do you mean by instigate an evacuation?
Well, I would need someone with a notorious reputation to, say, have a bounty on Devliks in general. Something about 100 credits ahead.
Well, I won't be collecting that bounty, but... Well,
Someone with, you know, that
sorry.
sort of fear and reputation.
Of course, this is a hypothetical, but I'm just saying that I won't actually hurt any of them, especially if they're the ones helping us, siege this city.
See, the native Devliks, we've been passing information to them already. They understand that there's going to be an evacuation of some kind, and that to be expecting to leave at a moment's notice. So your presence for the majority should be enough of a indicator of the evacuation. The other 3 members of the strike force, of this small strike force, would then be able to illustrate the way out via the way you came in.
Okay.
The Empire would be none the wiser as to the reason of the evacuation, and would be able to lead the assault without risk of civilian casualty.
Well, that happens to be rather, well, not my style, but I guess I'll oblige. How much are you paying me?
Well, before we get to the subject of payment, Kaiser, Ozik, your thoughts on this plan?
I mean, it sounds like a sound plan, and I'm really all about getting the people out of there. I don't want any harm done to them. Obviously the whole goal of this is to get them their planet back and to get these Imperials out of here. So any plan that really does all that, I'm game for.
I'm not looking forward to getting my clothes ruined by digging through corpses, but no, I agree. I should be able to talk a lot of people down, especially the more stubborn ones. I think we can get it done.
All right. The reason I asked for all of your opinion, I would like you all to be the strike force. None of you have been seen working with the rebel cell here. So, should you be seen in the city, you need only excuse away that you've been here the whole time.
Yes, and how do you expect us to get past their, well, guarded pearly gates? I tried to get in there earlier and I was denied passage. Complete lockdown of the city. They were suppressing some sort of uprising.
That's where this tunnel system comes into play.
Yes,
Right,
yes. I'm sorry, I forgot all about that. I'm not one for sneaking around. Well, at least for too long.
Of course not.
Tunnels. And a Mando. Lovely. Is there any other relevant information? It seems that we're all agreed.
Well,
Again, I would like to know how much I'm being paid. I don't work
Oh
for
my
free.
god.
That's what
She's
I
a
think every
mercenary.
time Kaiser complains about his clothes being ruffled. Now tell me how much I'm getting paid.
yes. Yes. The Devlix and I were able to put together a payment for your services in the form of a starship that is
Now
within the
that's
city.
what I'm talking about. Yes.
We don't have much in the vein of credits at the moment, but we can promise you that starship. And it has no tracking frequency. Therefore, the Empire wouldn't be able to track it. Well, unless you got a tracking frequency put on it. I suppose then they could...
Well, yes, I always seem to get one put on me some way or another because of my, well, brute force tactics, but other than that, that sounds amazing. Another way to run away from those dogs after they're, again, laying me off.
It's a Cutlass 9, by the way. Should be able to get done
Ooh,
what you needed to get done.
you
And-
certainly do have quite the
Yeah.
starship waiting for me then.
And right here, as proof, here are the ignition frequencies. Once you have the ship, you'll be able to use these frequencies to start it and take it wherever you'd like.
Alright, well,
The ship is in the impound inside the city.
thank you.
All right. Well, Devlin will be running ops from here. I will be leading the Devlix from the ground, and the rest of our troops to the front as a major distraction from what's happening inside the city. And once the relay tower is down, we will begin our assault. All you have to do is take Reshk here, as he's going to be your guide, and go through the tunnels.
Wait. I have to go with?
Yes, you have to go with.
Why?
Now, you're their guide. You've explored more of those tunnels than anyone else. If you didn't want to be the guide, you shouldn't have explored the tunnels.
It's the last time I ever tell anybody about tunnels.
Now, go inside. Stage the evacuation in the form of an attack. So the Imperials don't know what's happening. Blow up the relay tower, and that will be our signal. And, just to sweeten the deal, Ari, and she throws a satchel on the table with 50 thermal detonators in it.
Oh,
50 ammunition.
you've gotten me more than just a little excited now, Shock.
That should be more than enough to blow up that tower.
Oh, but can I use them all? It would be so
Oh,
fun.
sure. Whatever you don't use is yours.
Thank you. You're so generous.
That's insane.
All right. I will leave you all with Reshk to be able to figure out the final details. I'm going to go and speak with the troops. Devlin, you have the bridge. And she heads down the hallway.
Well, let's just... We've got the idea of the plan. Infiltrate through the tunnels. Blow up the relay. But before we blow up the relay, get the evacuation going in a way that doesn't spook the Imperials but gets the civilians out. Everybody, and then after we blew up the relay, we try to get to the impound where the ships are. Everybody's clear on that, the whole plan.
Yes. Escape through that, what was it? Scimitar? Yes.
The Cutlass.
Cutlass.
Sounds simple. Let's see how bad we can screw it up.
Those Cutlass ships are pretty small usually. I'm not sure if we're all going to be able to get in the one and get out.
Chances
Devlin
are...
looks at you all. Yes. The cutlasses for Ari. Each one of you also has, and she produces the codes for ignition. Each one of you also has a ship inside the impound that you'll be able to access. Those ships, besides Ari's, will have to be brought back to the Devlik fighters, the fighter pilots for the rest of the assault. But they will be able to get you out of there.
That makes more sense.
Damn it,
Yeah,
that means I have to bring BD.
Here you are. Alright, here's the codes for 3 Alpha 3 Nimbus V-Wing interceptors. Each one has a crew of 2. One on the stick and one on the gun.
Very nice, very nice.
So you all can decide on how to buddy up.
So, I don't know how to fly, and I can sometimes aim a gun.
I know how to fly, boss.
I know, BD. Yes, you're gonna come with us. Just even having the extra stick.
And I'm a good distraction, I've been told.
Yes, BD, I've told you repeatedly that you're a distraction. I'm sorry, you don't deserve that. You do so much work for me. You don't deserve that.
I've been told I don't deserve much at all.
God, am I the nicest of your owners? I suppose we should all get ready to go. And he looks at his nice clothes. Oh, I've got to change. I'm not getting these boots ruined. Over my dead body.
We're worried
There
about
is a
boots.
There is a mechanical appearance thing that's happening here. I'm getting out of my resplendent robes to put on my banal apparel so I can blend into a crowd.
Alright. This is the point in time now where you all can be able to lay out your plan for how you plan on going about all this.
So, I mean, we know our way through the tunnels. Ari, I assume you know how to blow things up? I'm gonna take your silence as a yes.
I just want to point out, we do not actually know our way through those tunnels.
Well, you could get us through.
I made it maybe 100 feet into those tunnels.
Come on. Not to force stereotypes, but didn't you... I don't know. You guys are supposed to be tough. Formidable.
I was adopted.
What?
I was adopted!
I mean, yes, I understand what you said, but
I'm a doctor.
I assumed Wookiees could be doctors. Though your accent was notable.
Got a problem with the way I talk?
No, absolutely not. And like he looks between the Mando and the Wookiee, and he looks at Ozzik just like, I have to stop making enemies. I mean, there's really not too much more planning to do before getting into the tunnels. What are we gonna say when we get to the city?
Well, I mean, hopefully the tunnels will get us somewhere inside the city. I don't know if it's guarded. I don't know if it's literally a cemetery, and we're about to be walking through everybody's grandparents. So, maybe it's guarded, maybe it's not.
I doubt the Imperials would be smart enough to guard underground. there's got to be a sewer system, right? I mean, we're playing a lot of odds here, but I think we should try.
So, how long will everybody need to get ready?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
I don't need to change my boots, so I'm fine.
Kaiser's already like putting his nice stuff on the hangers just in his skivvies. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Pants on, shirt on, hood. All right, I'm ready to go. Oh, shoot, my blaster. Almost forgot it.
Alright, I gotta go grab my med bag and some other quick equipment. How about we meet up at just outside the ship and we'll start on our adventure?
Oh, adventure, how fun.
Our suicide mission? Would you prefer that?
Oh, we have
Yes, I
Ye-
would.
You see Devlin kind of facepalm. Oh, I have a very bad feeling about this.
And why is that, Devlin?
Oh, no reason. I have the utmost confidence in all of you.
Oh, well, that makes one of you, I suppose.
I was going to say I could hear this. I could feel the sarcasm in that.
Oh, I don't know, maybe it's the Psycho Mando and the Wookiee Doctor. It's a little bit of an odd pairing.
Well, for your knowledge, recent reconnaissance states that there was a recent detachment of Purge troopers who landed inside the city. They're accompanied by an Inquisitor. I don't have any details about that Inquisitor. They're somewhere within the city, I don't know where.
Oh, boy.
So, low profile, I think, is the name of the game. That is until you blow their relay tower sky high.
Yes. And then we get out of here with my brand new cutlass.
What's the
Well-
phrase? Get out of Hutta?
Actually, get out of Nar Shaddaa.
That's fair.
I'm getting out of here and rush clear.
Alright, so what are y'all doing before meeting up?
I'm gonna make sure that I have. Well, Ari's gonna make sure that she has like everything, all of her like wrist tools ready. Making sure they're all stocked with the ammunition. Making sure all of them work.
I'm pretty much ready to go, as is. Just gonna check on my blaster, make sure that it's in good working condition, and just kind of make my way over to our meeting area.
There was one thing I was kind of hoping to do before we go. Does Shak T like have a moment before she goes to address the troops?
I mean, not really. She was on
Okay.
her way there. So.
Okay, then never mind. That's fine. I could save that for later. Actually, just for fun, I'm gonna go ahead and use 4C again, but I'm also going to be using my vision cubes, which is fun and exciting.
Yay!
So let me explain what my vision cubes do. Page 54. Essentially, if I, while performing a check to divine the future, if I have, oh, that's interesting, one uncancelled advantage, I add success or light side points to the results as well. You know what? I'm not going to use the vision cubes. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm just going to use 4C though, just in case
Okay.
it's something that could tell me.
All right.
Okay. I got one dark side. I am not gonna spend it.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I am gonna spend it. One conflict isn't bad. That's what they all say.
So, you see a shadow creeping through a stone tunnel, cracks along the wall, scorch marks along the floor. The shadow edging closer towards you, moving left, right, sparks of ember swirling around the shadow, moving closer and closer to you. You can hear the faint sounds of screaming and footsteps rapidly across the stone floor. Bodies hitting the floor. A loud thud. Screaming slowly being silenced, one voice at a time. Until it's gone. And then you hear a very familiar sound. The sound of a lightsaber being turned off. And you come out of your vision.
Yeah, I think Kaiser just kind of meekly, quietly just gets ready to go. Doesn't say anything, but like you could tell he's not smiling.
Okay. All right. So you head out and you meet everybody else outside of the acclamator. And what do y'all do from here?
I'm excited to blow some shit up.
Yes,
All right, are
remember.
we all ready?
Go ahead, continue, Resh. You're in charge of this part, right?
It's probably smart if we don't designate me as the leader. I will just show you guys the way, and then hopefully we can figure it out from there.
Oh, I'm thinking about rotating who's in charge. You're in charge of this part. I'm in charge of the talky part. Ari's in charge of the blowing stuff up part. And Ozik is in charge of flying and not getting me killed.
Well, I mean, as long as Ari remembers that it's not guns blazing the whole time, and he, keeps something for later on, I think we'll be okay.
I'm in charge of fixing the ship.
That is actually another point. Ari, you are aware that, like, a Mandalorian armed to the teeth is probably a sight in the city?
I thought that was the point. That all of the civilians would run away at the sight of me, and then we would start blowing shit up.
You're not that threatening.
I mean, I don't know. You haven't had her on your ship attempting to bounty hunt you. And I wasn't even her target.
I
While
invited
you
her
guys
onto
are
mine.
talking, while you guys are talking, Resh just starts walking.
We should go.
Yeah, let's go, I guess.
Come on, BD. And I picture BD. BD's I kind of picture he's like BB-8 size, but as opposed to like being a little ball, it's kind of like the dwarven constructs from Skyrim, where like they're a little ball, and then he pops up, and it's like this spindly little droid that's kind of insectoid looking, with like 4 thin limbs. But like, he has a ball form, and he just crawls into my backpack.
And it just scurries along the floor, latches onto your backpack. All right, I'm ready to go.
Come on, you know to put yourself in storage mode.
Oh, okay. He climbs in the bag and turns into a ball.
Thank you. I don't understand why he just doesn't turn into a ball and let me put him in the bag, but whatever.
So you guys are walking for a while, heading towards the west, following Reshk. And you reach this like overgrown thicket. It's kind of, from what you could tell, just looking at it, it just looks like it's like an overgrown part of the forest leading into the wilds of Orderdama. But kind of like coming at it from this angle that you can see the darkness of the hallway, the tunnel behind it. And Resh kind of gets close and lifts the branch up so you can see behind it.
Who wants to go first?
Well, I guess I'll be in. And RA, well, pulls back the branch a little further and goes into the tunnel.
Who's behind Ollie?
Geyser, we want next?
I guess. Yeah, gross. Dirt.
You'll be okay.
I grew up in a metropolis. I didn't see dirt until I was well into an adult. Not like this, anyway.
First time for everything, I guess.
Ugh.
And it won't be your last, judging by, well, the group of friends our buddy Ozik here has.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I signed up for it myself. But what do? Gotta honor your oaths, right?
Right.
Well, until they blow you up with a concussion missile, I think that's fair game.
Teach you a good way out.
Yes.
So who's behind Kaiser?
I'll follow in behind Kaiser.
And then I will hop on in after.
All right. Do any of you have a light?
I have a glow rod.
So on my Mandalorian, I mean, I guess it's not a light source, but it's like a night vision module on the helmet.
Yes, you can see just fine. Well, not just fine. You can see the
Pretty
discernible
good.
shape and such. Yeah. Yep. Ozik, Kaiser?
I have a glow rod.
Okay. Kaiser, do you have a light source?
Kaiser goes into his backpack and panics because he pulls out the lightsaber and no glow rods. Whoops. Isaac, I think this is yours.
I believe I gave it to you.
Griff! 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 Fine. Fine. Maybe you should go ahead of me since you have the light source and I'll follow you. I can't see.
Isn't that a light source, boss?
Oh yes, let me go ahead and wave the laser sword that shouldn't work by physics. That's a real smart idea, BD.
Glad to help.
Maybe it's not that smart, but at least it's still a light source.
Fine.
Stay close if you want to. It's fine.
I'm just saying, I think a lightsaber in a small space is a bad idea, especially when I don't know how to use one in the slightest bit.
Resh backs away.
So you guys are walking for a little bit. Ari, you can see that there are, like, very evidently, there are scorch marks all along the stone floor.
What the hell happened here?
On the right and left, you can see obvious cracks from a conflict that happened. This isn't just age. These tunnels are very old, but there's definitely a big battle that happened in here.
Are any of you boys seeing what's on the floor here?
Ozik, you'd be able to see this as well with your light source.
Yeah, I'm looking at some weird-looking scorch marks.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought it was. It's rather unsettling, and a lot of cracks. Seems these tunnels could, well, collapse on us if we got rowdy enough.
Well,
You know, guys, I just remembered I have some patients I forgot to check up on. You guys got it from here?
they'll be fine. Let's keep going.
You have plenty of nurse droids now, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
So
Well,
you guys,
They'll take
y'all
care of
continue walking for a little bit. And the tunnel itself is about 5 foot wide, about 10 foot tall. And you're walking for a decent bit, about 250 feet by now. And you look left. There is a very old. There's a very old door. Not like the ones that you would see on like ships or in modern structures. Very old door in the sense that this is one that was built on hinges back before they had power opening doors. The door itself is made of some kind of wood, and there is a intricate looking carving on the door itself. If everyone could roll me a lore check, please.
Would Outer Rim work as well, or just lore?
Just lore.
Okay.
I have 3 successes.
I have a success and an advantage.
Alright, just one moment, please.
Okay.
Alright, 2 advantages and 2 successes.
All right, so Resh, what'd you get?
2 successes.
Okay. All right. Ari, what'd you get?
Sorry, I got 1 advantage and 1 success.
Okay. Ozik, what'd you get?
3 successes.
Okay. And Kaizor?
1 success, 1 advantage.
Okay. All of you have no idea what this symbol means, but it's very intricately carved, very ornately done, and it definitely was carved around the same time that the door was crafted. Straight ahead from you, like that's on your left, straight ahead from you, the tunnels continue further.
Is anyone daring enough to go with me past beyond this door?
I mean, if you want to go scout ahead, I mean, I'm not going to stop you.
Alright, Ozik. I see how it is. Alright, tries to crack open the door slowly. She knows it's very old.
Alright, so you kind of open the door, it creaks on the hinges. crack it open slowly, and it continues to creak, and then you feel it kind of like hit a snag or a stop or something, and it's only about 3 inches open at this point.
Well,
They haven't really put a whole lot of force into it, but that's where it stops on just the regular swinging.
seeing how cracked these tunnels are, I would rather not knock this door down.
Izor reluctantly pulls out the lightsaber. I guess let me try. And Kaiser kind of like nervously looks at the thing, his hand sort of shaking a bit, and he clicks the lightsaber on.
It clicks on, and a brilliant purple blade shoots out.
Ooh.
Oh.
Take a step back.
As the whole rest of this area is illuminated, Ari and Ozik, as you two are kind of like being able to see most of everything, because while Kaiser is kind of focused on the blade right now, you can see that the scorch marks continue to the ceiling. Ari and Ozik, if you please could give me a... Can I get a... I feel like the right choice here would be... I feel like the right choice here would be a an outer rim check.
Okay.
Outer rim.
Not really the right choice here, but that's what I'm gonna.
All right. I got literally nothing.
One success.
All right, Reshk. So Reshk, you recognize that the pattern, there's a pattern with the scourge marks, and it looks to be like they're making an ellipses on either side, and that they match, kind of alternating, and that there's a pattern continuing down the hallway.
I'm gonna go ahead and relay that information because Rush has no idea why that's.
Izor.
Resh kind of like points it out to you guys. You guys can see that there's like the ellipses, the way it looks like an elongated circle, right? That kind of overlaps each other. And where on one side, it's on the left hand side, on the right hand side, it's at an angle, right? And then it alternates back and forth. But it's a pattern that's repeated through the hallway.
Can I match that pattern on the door with the lightsaber?
Do you want to match the pattern that's on the wall with the lightsaber?
Yeah.
Like through the door or on the door?
I think I'm gonna trace it in front of the door first, just before I destroy this, ancient thing.
You trace the pattern, and as you do it, you can see that it's a very fluid motion you're able to make with the lightsaber, but nothing happens.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem, he kind of like looks at everybody. Risk not, want not, I suppose. And then he's going to just put the tip in. He's not trying to break the whole thing at first, but then he's going to do the pattern on the door with the tip of the lightsaber.
Okay. You carve the pattern in. Nothing else happens.
Let's see. Would I be able to match these scorch marks to any specific type of propulsory explosive?
It looks more, from what you can tell, like some kind of. It almost looks like a blaster damage, except for the fact that it penetrates into the wall, and the penetration stays the same depth. And then, as it kind of finishes the circle towards the bottom, finishes the ellipses towards the bottom, it pulls away. So it's a gradual thing.
That's. I don't know what to think about that. I have no idea what this is. Like, what?
You're kind of like walking along, you're able to trace it, and if it starts like in the middle of the ellipses, it starts like maybe about 3 or 4 inches deep, and then as it goes down towards the bottom, it's just barely scraping the surface, and then as it comes back up towards the top, it's going deep once again, but it's gradual and consistent, and very smooth too. It's not like a rough, like a blaster, like when a blaster hits a piece of rock and it kind of leaves that kind of like broken, brittle like texture. No, it's very smooth, like if cut with a plasma cutter.
Well, these scorch marks aren't by mistake.
I guess I forgot to ask. Did the lightsaber do any damage to the door at all?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it carved into the door, but it didn't. You didn't put it in depth enough to like break the door.
I think Kaiser's just gonna be like, I think I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, and is gonna go to the lightsaber almost all the way to the hilt and do the pattern again.
Okay. You carve a complete hole in the door, and as you kind of finish the hole, the door just kind of crumbles.
Well, Triff, that was anticlimactic.
No more door.
And you can see that right behind where the door was, there is looks to be like a almost like a red stormtrooper, but the armor looks very, very old. Not like the plastoid armor that's seen nowadays. Very, very old, like tempered durasteel. But the patterning and the almost even the emblem on the arm look imperial, but not exactly. And you can definitely tell that that's what was blocking the door.
Huh. What is this? It's too old to be Imperial.
Possibly some, well, earlier sort of organization.
Is everybody going into the room where this armor is?
Okay, well, alright definitely is.
I go wherever the group goes.
Okay. If you all would like to roll me a lore check, you can.
Alright. One advantage.
Go for it.
1 success, 2 advantage.
And
Okay.
then I am just at 1 success, 1 advantage.
Resh, once again. You recognize through some tomes that you've scoured through in the lost archives of the Republic, you were able to glean that this armor was worn by warriors of the Sith Empire way back before even the Republic.
I am once again gonna relay that information to everybody so we're all on the same page.
And as you guys are kind of looking around and seeing everything, this room has, you can see that off to the side there's a looks to be like an old weapons rack. There's no weapons on it. And then off to the left-hand side, you can see a Durasteel built what looks to be like a training target, except for there are no blaster marks on it. There are these similar like cuts, same as kind of outside in the tunnels, where like these cuts where they're extremely smooth on the Durasteel itself. In conjunction with all that, there are several tables laying around, kind of some turned over on the side, and you can see that there's another 6 or 7 of the same kind of bodies in armor that are kind of pushed up against another door on the far side. You can see that one of them doesn't have a helmet on, and you can see a full, like, cleanly picked skeleton. You can actually tell that the skeleton looks to be of the Sith race.
Uh-oh.
This
What do you guys
is
do?
a little disturbing to say the least.
I'm gonna turn to Kaiser and kind of give him the. This is your sort of business, maybe? Do you know anything about this?
I didn't even know there was a Sith Empire. I'm still
mean,
dealing with the ramifications that this is the second coming of this. I
Kind of looks like some
I knew
sort of
that-
tomb or something they were guarding.
But remember, Kaiser, these don't look new at all.
So, what does our empire have to do with this empire?
Absolutely nothing.
But why the symbols are so close? Even the style designs, utilitarian, uniform. It's downright uncanny.
Kaiser, if anyone here should know, fashion moves in a circle.
Oh, yes, but God, you could have a little flair when it comes to your armor. Ari at least gets that.
Yes.
Anyways, be careful and make our way through, and don't touch anything. If you see something interesting, point it out. And if you hear any whispers, ignore them.
Let's also remember we're
Whispers?
on a bit of a timetable here, folks.
Yes, we have to continue moving, but I'm willing to bet nobody's been through this way. And is this on the way? Reshk, do you think it could get us towards the city if we continue on?
Guys, this is already way farther than I already made it in.
I'm
Perfect.
just asking you a best guess. I mean,
I mean, unless if we somehow made a turn that I didn't notice, yeah, we should still be heading towards the city.
So
Just-
there is the door there is a door that the bodies are laid up against
mm,
in this room, and then when you go back out of the room and where you guys came in from, there is the hallway that stretches further on.
So if we continue on this path, we're going away from the city. If we go back to the tunnel, we'll be heading back.
Kaiser kind of remembering the ominous vision and looking at like, do these bodies look like they were like holding the door or something?
No, it looks like the bodies were stacked up against the door.
We don't. That's a problem. There's something behind there. Maybe we do the hallway? I don't know if this is a way through, but the way these bodies are stacked, this was on purpose. Why stack bodies in front of a door?
Well, obviously to hide something on the other side, especially possibly yourself if you've just murdered, let's say, the Empire's only soldiers in this region. Possibly some rebellion was fighting against this old Sith Empire that Reshk speaks of. I'm not sure that I know of anything like that, but
Well, wouldn't they hide the bodies? It seems like a...
this would count as hiding the bodies, stacking them against doors, making them unopenable. Would it not?
Are we voting the door then?
I'm not voting anything.
Well, how about the rest of you? Door or hallway?
I'd say we go back to the hallway. We know the hallway continues towards the city. We have no idea where that door leads to.
This could be one endless, just wild goose chase further down tunnels and doors leading not in our direction.
You have a point,
Do me a favor and roll a force die, please.
Yeah. Ooh, 2 light side.
There is something very, very dark and evil behind that door. Very dark and evil. Like something that has seen countless genocides behind that.
I think
You know it.
Kaiser-
You feel it. Deep within you.
and like there's this weird twisted fascination of what if I let it out? What if
And yet-
this thing fought our empire and they killed each other?
And yet it also intrigues you as it's not benevolent hatred. It's not anger. It's suffering, pain, sadness.
I think Kaiser like takes a minute to like take that impression, that weight onto him, and then he remembers when he was helpless, when he was suffering, when he was in pain, and when there was somebody there to comfort him, and how it felt when there wasn't. And he can't subject anybody else to that in the off chance that this might be something, beneficial to the rebellion. So he kind of just looks at everybody. We're not doing the door. We're going down the hallway. We need to report this to Shakti. This is a problem for later.
Kaiser, you're so boring.
All right, Kaiser, this is, like I said, this is your area more than anyone else.
Can y'all roll me vigilance checks, please?
Sorry, say that again?
Y'all roll me vigilance checks, please? Kaiser, you have a setback die.
Fair enough.
Okay, so since it's one of my career skills, do I roll an extra die because of that?
No, it's only a career skill. That means it costs less XP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got 1 failure with my setback die.
Okay.
I have
3 advantages.
Okay.
2 success, 1 advantage.
Okay. Reshk, again. Rolling high.
Nice.
You hear skittering coming from the hallway. Like, a lot of them. Like,
Guys, did you hear that? Like, he literally looks like all of his fur literally stands on end like a cat.
and you're kind of the one closest to the door. and it's coming from the hallway where you guys were at previous.
Yeah, he literally looks like a giant scared cat right now. Guys, did you hear that noise in the hallway?
That would be a no.
No.
But there's a noise in the hallway.
Okay.
Any guess on what it could be, Resh?
I don't
Your
know. It sounds
whimpering
like
isn't helping.
metal on the floor. I don't know.
Metal?
Ari, just can you take a look and come back real quick? And if it's bad, then we have to do the door.
You with the giant glow stick. Come check it out with me.
Sure, Ari.
I thought I was going.
I don't care. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Kaiser's just too focused on the door.
All
so
right,
who
ready,
goes-
sir. Quad blaster.
Who goes to check out the outside, where the tunnel is?
Alright, does.
And Resh is right behind.
Ozek, what are you doing?
I'm gonna stick back with Kaizora.
Okay, so Resh and Ari, you two head out. Ari, give me a perception check.
Alright. Let's see here. I rolled nothing.
All right. You just hear metal skittering, like around on the floors, on the walls, on the ceiling, like thousands of little tiny bits of metal hitting the stone.
That didn't seem to be good at all. But maybe this will be fun. Who knows?
So what do you do?
I'm gonna go more towards the sound.
Okay. Go ahead and make me another perception check.
Alright. One advantage.
Okay. You can see a bunch of small red lights on the floor, on the walls, and on the ceiling, moving towards you quickly.
Oh, hell.
I don't say like a bunch, I mean like somewhere in the hundreds.
Would Ari know what these are?
Not based off of just that. You would guess they're probably droids of some kind.
Yeah.
Let's say it. We'd still have 49 thermal detonators.
We're in a tunnel.
Oh, I don't want to go through the door.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna use the flamethrower that I harvested from my old friend's dead body. That's on my wrist.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna torch him.
All right,
Just
so
fight-
you ignite the flamethrower, and I will get to your roll in just a second. But as you're igniting the flamethrower, you can see what looks to be hundreds of buzz droids on the floor, walls, and ceiling, just moving towards you. And you can see that they have a black paint job with a white Imperial logo on the flank. All right, so now you can roll to hit.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry. How do I roll the hit again? I'm sorry. Is it like?
You're good. You're good. So you go to your weapon, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to roll whatever related skill. So if you notice the skill is either ranged light, ranged heavy, right? You're gonna roll that.
All right. Let me see. Looks like a ranged heavy. Okay, so
Okay.
agility. Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. So you light the flamethrower and you start torching. And you can go ahead. What's the damage on that?
It's 5.
Okay.
And then
So you torch 2 of them, just immediately, just melted, fall to the floor. Reshk, what are you doing?
I am standing behind the flames.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm assuming I am suddenly blinded by this bright, illuminating fire.
Not
that
blinded,
just-
but definitely a weird change in lighting.
yeah, and I'm suddenly realizing what we're surrounded by.
Well, they're not surrounding you yet. They're all in front of you right now.
I'm going to yell back at the other two standing back there, let them know that we're about to be.
What are you saying?
Hey guys back there, we got a problem.
Like, I imagine Kaiser's hearing the skittering. He looks at Ozic with, like, the worst look of dread. Like, he doesn't want to do it. But then he does the same thing again. He pulls out the lightsaber, pushes the bodies out of the way, and does the pattern into the door. Then let's move!
As soon as you push the bodies away, the door just turns to smoke.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Oh, we gotta go.
And
Let's go.
That'll bring us back to Ari. Ari, what are you doing?
Would I have been able to hear Kaiser at all?
I would have put that on comms of let's go, let's go, let's go.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm running back.
All right, Ozic, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm just gonna take a couple steps away from the smoke door, more towards the hallway, to try to like yell towards them in case they didn't hear the comms that we need to move.
Okay. And then, Reshk, what are you doing?
I'm following behind Ari.
Okay. So you all get back into the room, and you see the buzz droids stop in front of the door, but don't enter the room that you're in.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
That's a bad sign.
great.
What do you guys do?
Not necessarily bad. Don't have to deal with those anymore.
We should get moving. Chances are they've got crackers on them. We have to move. We can't be here when the imps show up.
I like that name for them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk with my glow stick out in front of me and like kind of see if I can see anything behind the smoke door without really going in it.
All you see behind there is darkness.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You don't see anything. And then obviously it goes deeper. Like you can see the stone on the floor leading in, but only about 3 feet in, it becomes just shrouded in darkness.
Guys, we can't stay here. These things... We'll have stormtroopers all over us. We have to move. If they're not going to follow us, better.
Kaiser, is your lightsaber still ignited?
I think it is still ignited because he was about to cut down the door.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you see anything in there besides smoke?
No. But we have to go. And I think the only way is... face forward. And you kind of just see him center himself a little bit. Just knowing whatever is going to be here is going to be real bad.
Not a bad feeling about it, but let's go.
All right. Does anyone not follow in?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay. Resh?
None after.
So, as you all enter, Kaiser, immediately upon entering, your lightsaber starts to flicker and waver.
Okay. This little
Not
item.
quite going out, but like the power to it is being cycled.
Okay.
That's not normal, is it?
fine.
And you guys are starting to get some illumination. You can see this fully Durasteel room that you're in. No doors at all. But in the center of the room, there is about a 3 foot high, looks like an altar of Durasteel. On the altar itself is a holding bracket. It's faced upwards with a black lightsaber hilt sitting on top of that altar. On the other side of the altar, leaned on his knees, is a person clad in black robes. At first, you're slightly alarmed, but upon looking closer, you can see that it's a full skeleton, been dead for a long time. Just did not move. Just leaned there over the altar. What do y'all do?
I'm going to look at this person. Can I see what their armor type is? Possibly what if they're wearing a mask of any certain.
No, all you see is black robes and a skeleton, like a full-fledged skeleton, not a mask. Just a full-fledged skeleton.
Is there a mask anywhere on the floor?
Over the top of the skull.
The hood is over the top of the skull.
Yes.
Well, can I look at like any like markings or like specific craftsmanship on the robes?
It's you can make a lore check if you'd like. And
Sure.
meanwhile, Kaiser, could you also make another force roll for me, please?
Of course.
Yep.
One advantage, one success.
Yeah, and Ozic Rescue 2 can also make lore checks.
Sure.
Okay. One light side. Get lucky
Okay.
on these dice.
4 advantage on the lore check.
I am. Both of y'all rolled good this time. 4 advantage, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so start with you, Ozic. So you recognize that the black robes are very, very old. You've smuggled a lot of things over the course of the years, but one of the weirdest runs you've ever made was when you smuggled historical artifacts to a uh, really snooty count of a planet. And he collected all kinds of weird artifacts and whatnot. But one of the weirdest things that you recovered from him was this mummified body. And he paid you good money for it. This was, back during when the Republic was still going strong. Um, but it was clad in the same kind of black robes, and you remember because the name was really weird. You remember that the name of we referenced the name of the whose body it was really weird. His name was Marka Ragnos. You remember the name. You don't remember any much other details about him, but the name was really weird, like stuck in your memory. But it wore kind of very similar robes in when he was mummified. And this obviously isn't him, because you smuggled his body. His body looked a lot different. But the robes and everything match. Reshk, you specifically recognize the structure and the build of the altar as one that, for how old everything else in here is, shouldn't be possible. Because everything was made with Durasteel bricks. Like these insanely resilient bits of metal that was broken into bricks and then welded all together to create this room. Which structurally makes no sense, because why make a room out of a insanely rigid metal? So what do y'all do?
Do I see? Do I recognize anything?
No, you didn't roll high enough.
Okay.
And then Kaiser, with your roll, your lightsaber starts to feel a little bit lighter in your hand. The blade illuminates a little bit brighter, and you feel a little bit more centered since entering this room. Do you still have that sense of sadness coming strictly from the blade that is on the altar?
Hey, Ari?
Yes.
If I stop acting like my, usual cheerful self, I'm gonna pick up this lightsaber, and if I start acting crazy, you have full permission. Hey, a request that you blow my head off, but preferably don't mess up the hair too bad. I'd like my casket to at least have something.
No one.
I can arrange something.
No one's blowing any holes in anybody.
I
I wasn't going to blow a hole in him, rather cut one, but yes.
just make sure nothing bad happens to me. I have a bad feeling about this. Can I roll a discipline check while, putting my hand on the lightsaber? On the altar?
What are you trying to roll for?
I'm really trying to...
Just trying to keep yourself centered?
Yeah, I think Kaiser, he doesn't have, a lot of lore, but, he feels it, and he's spooked. So he's really trying to be if I'm gonna face this thing, I need to make sure, I'm good as I'm going to face it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you can roll a check for that. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. 1 success, 1 triumph.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
So You center yourself, bring yourself in front of it, and everything around you goes black. Everyone else here hears nothing. They just see Kaizor staring off at the distance or nothing, or not too sure. But Kaizor, the mummified individual, looks up at you. No longer mummified. You can see a glowing pair of yellow eyes, dark red skin. He looks you directly in the eye. Jedi,
Jedi
why
dead.
have you come to...
I offer release. You have languished here far too long. Your people are gone. Long gone. As are the Jedi. There is no war for you to fight here. Go. To the afterlife.
The Jedi are no more.
The God.
But you carry a Jedi weapon.
Oh. And he kind of shows, like, raises a hand. Oh, you see these well-calloused fingers? You think I've ever picked up a weapon in my life? It is a trinket.
I wish to speak with you.
I am listening.
He gestures to the altar in front of him.
I go to it.
You say the Sith are no more.
Yes. Your people.
I feel the Sith all around. Their presence across the galaxy.
You feel their philosophy. There's no Sith species, as it were. Sure, some of your lords have spread it around and caused misery across the galaxy. But they're all dead.
Are the Sith a people or a way of life?
They are both, but the people are no more.
Yet the way of life remains.
Yes. I suppose the selfishness of your people does remain.
Selfishness?
The control. You don't do this because you are happy. You do this because you're afraid.
I do this for the love of it. It saddens me to end it.
Of course, it is sad to end. But it's pathetic to not be able to grow and let it go. Come on, you've languished here for so long. What has it got you? Peace? Serenity? Or locked in a dark cave in front of an altar of your own hubris? Let it go. Go home. Maybe there's something out there that still remembers and loves you.
I do not languish. I wait for the Force to set me.
You think some stranger coming how many thousands of years with a Jedi's weapon and the ability to speak with you is not the Force telling you to be free? You think I'm here by accident? You think either of us are here by accident? Let me tell you something, Sith. Do not call me a Jedi. I refuse to be bound by the stars or the Force. I am my own person. You can be, too. If not for your crippling addiction to the power. You have to let it go.
Careful, Jedi. That sounds like Sith philosophy.
Sith philosophy. What philosophy? You think I care about only myself? It's called moderation. To believe in something means you have to be willing to betray it.
You have passion.
I have discipline. One does not cancel out the other, which is something both the Jedi and the Sith have been prone to forget. Look at you. Do you even remember why you wanted power to begin with? Can you tell me why? Why are you here?
He looks up at you.
I bet you don't have an answer. I bet the dark has been so all-consuming and here for so long that there's not even a shred of the child you might have been born as. It's a shame.
The empire of the galaxy. He imprisoned the Devilics here. I rose up as a champion to protect them. Tell me, Jedi.
Do not call
Last time
me.
the Jedi protected anybody.
They couldn't even protect themselves, and neither could you.
So, I will go, as you have let me free. The way will be clear for you.
I think Kaiser is
Take
just.
my weapon. Reminisce over times long lost. Meditate on mine and the weapon you have. And you will learn.
What is your name?
My name does not matter is lost to time.
Tell me there's still a person in there with a name. So somebody today will remember you. Even if it's just me. You deserve that much.
I was known as Darth Fira.
Said your name, not your title. I think Kaiser just like the ultimate pity. You don't remember how you were born. I will take it. Know that I will carry it. And remember the tragedy that was done to you. And he kind of just starts staring intently at the lightsaber.
The black smoke disappears from the room, and the rest of y'all can see this black smoke shoot out of the hallway into the hallway that you guys came through in the tunnels. As you hear thousands of buzz droids just pop like popcorn, and you can see Kaiser there sitting in front of the altar. What do y'all do?
How long was he for us on the outside? Did it seem like he was in that state?
Maybe a minute or two.
Good job, Kaiser. Proved yourself useful once again.
Are you good, Kaiser?
And he kind of like snaps out of the trance, and he just kind of looks at Ozic just in like that wistful, sad way of just like somebody who just got like sad news. I'm fine.
All right.
Going to take them. But it looks like our droid problem seems to be solved. And I think Kaiser just finally takes up the lightsaber, like the black lightsaber, and he's gonna put that one in his pack. And he's gonna
Okay.
keep the purple one on his belt.
I need you to make me another force roll, please.
Okay. Oh god. This is when I get 3 dark side. You can only get 2 dark side, but I'm panicking.
Somehow you'd find a way.
And that's Kaiser.
Yeah, 1 dark side.
You feel the tinge of sadness and that passion of protection. Like you can feel the sadness of loss and the desire to never lose again as you put it away, and you're kind of left with that lingering.
You sure about that, Kaiser?
I don't have the time to explain it. Not in the way that doesn't make me sound crazy.
I mean, I trust you on this, so
I'll talk to the general when we're done.
please.
Yes, I'll keep you abreast if anything important's happened. But I hope, somebody went home. Let's go.
All right, as you guys kind of head back out towards the actual tunnel, you can see just the hundreds or thousands of buzz droids just laying on the floor. Their processors just kind of blown out of their heads, kind of littering the floor, and you can see the scorch marks along the wall just kind of lightly colored, like they've just been hit again with a laser, but light, like a memory, faint and distant.
I'm gonna hang back in the altar room, and wait till everyone kind of makes their way towards the tunnel, and I'm gonna take that robe off of the skeleton.
All right. As you kind of lift the robe, the skeleton just kind of crumbles to dust, and you're left with the
I'm
robe.
gonna roll it up and just very sneakily put it in my bag.
Okay. All right. And you guys head down the hallway. You guys travel down the mess of the blown buzz droids. You guys able to reach the end of this long hallway, and you can see up in the distance, Ari, that there is a lift at the end that's very, very modern in comparison with the rest of the tunnels. Some looks like supply crates on either side, and you can also see 2 Imperial officers right there. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.